What is up, mathematicians? Mr. Uwe here, coming to you live and direct from my living room. I just wanted to give you guys a quick video as to what to expect for today during rotations. Yes, I know there is a sub today. However, that doesn't change our plan. You guys already know much of the expectations in terms of what you need to be doing during rotations. So this video is just to make sure that you understand what the expectations are at each station today and what you need to accomplish. So let's take a look. All right, so one of the biggest things you need to understand about today is the fact that I am here on campus, so I might be popping in every once in a while to see how you guys are doing. But at any rate, all of the specific instructions that you're going to need are in those folders around the room as well as on Google Classroom. So you guys already know the drill in terms of what the expectations are for rotations. So I just wanted to make sure that you guys followed those rules and worked productively for today. So I want to get into explaining the specific things you have to do for each station. So let's take a look. All right, so if you haven't taken out your Chromebooks already, now's a good time to take out your Chromebooks. Just to follow along on Classroom so that you know where everything is. I'm going to be explaining both of these stations in terms of 8th grade and 7th grade because I do have 1st and 3rd today during block. So just for the sake of making just one video, I'm going to be explaining both of the things that you guys are going to be doing. So I'm going to be very clear as to what is an 8th grade situation and what is a 7th grade situation. So let's take a look. All right, so first up, we've got the research station. And your task for both classes, 1st and 3rd period, is going to be to complete a Google Doc. Now, the specific type of research that you're conducting today at this station is all about finding the average monthly cost of specific bills that the average person would have to pay for. So things like electricity, things like water, things like internet and your cell phone are things that you're going to have to conduct some research on. Now, on that specific Google Doc, you should see that there's a place for you to copy and paste the specific website that you find your average monthly rate at. So make sure you do some solid research at this station, you use some credible resources, and you find those average monthly costs. At the very bottom of that Google form, you'll find that there's a total monthly cost. Now, what I want you to do on that line is to add up every single cost for those bills and make sure you tell me what the average total would be for monthly bills. So that is your task for this research station, to complete the Google Doc that's posted on Classroom. All right, so next up we've got group task. Now there are two separate tasks for each of the classes here. So 1st period you're going to have a specific task, and 3rd period you're going to have a specific task. So in that clear folder where the directions usually are, there's going to be two different folders. Now one of them's labeled Math 7 and one of them's labeled Math 8. So 3rd period, you know you guys are my Math 7 class, so all of the directions and materials are going to be in that folder for you. Math 8, my 1st period class, all of the materials are going to be in that folder for you. So take a look at those two folders. Now to explain the actual task, starting off with the 8th grade task, you're going to see that there's a worksheet for you to solve 6 equations. Now those 6 equations have something in common, and you can categorize them into 2 separate categories. Your task with your group is to figure out what those categories are. Think outside of the box, think critically, and make sure you guys work together. For my 7th grade class, 3rd period, you guys are going to be required to order some cards from least to greatest. Now we've done this before, but the twist is that we're dealing with visual pictures here. So I want you to order 2 different sets. One of them has a circle on it, the other one has squares on it. So take a second with your group, but individually make sure you write down the specific answer that you and your group come to. So for both classes, your task during the group task station is to make sure that you complete your respective worksheet that resides in that clear folder behind you. So make sure you work together. Remember, good collaboration makes short work of some difficult tasks. So take that into consideration. All right, so we've got creativity next, and for this particular task, I want to make sure that you go on to Classroom and look at the examples that I posted for this particular task. So I posted 3 different examples from 3 different students that I had last year. Those were A+ examples of what I really want to see from you guys. Now, the Digital Study Guide, plain and simple, is a Google slideshow that compiles all of the information that you've been learning so far in this class. Now, by the end of the year, you're going to have an awesome resource to take with you, either into 8th grade for my 7th graders or into your freshman year for my 8th graders. So today's a day for you to get started on your particular digital study guide. Make it your own, design it however you like, but make sure the information that you put on there means something to you and is in your own words. So take a look on Classroom. There's 3 examples there for you, as well as the template for Unit 1. So I want you to get started during this particular station, putting stuff together and designing your slides. So nothing to finish in terms of things that you need to turn in, but definitely you should start designing your slides. So that's exactly what you need to accomplish at this station. All right, up next we've got the skills review. And this week it looks a bit different than what we're used to. On Classroom there is a link to Edpuzzle, and your task for both classes is to watch 2 Edpuzzle videos, answer the questions, and take some notes. Why? Because during skills review today, you're being introduced to the new concepts that we're going to be covering in the next unit. So now is your chance to get prepared, to wrap your head around some concepts, and to make sure that you understand where we're heading in terms of the next unit. So do me a favor, make sure you watch both of the videos that are posted, make sure you take some serious notes, and ask questions to me upon my return on Thursday if you have them. So your task for this station in particular is to just make sure you watch those 2 Edpuzzle videos, take some decent notes, and make sure you answer the questions. So Edpuzzle is what you need to accomplish here. UI Station. Now I never have to explain this station because I'm always there, but today UI Station is actually UI Spirit Station because I'm going to be there in spirit. At this station, you know the drill. You're going to have to make sure that you try and accomplish filling out and completing the weekly agenda for this week in particular, so that you can have a signature ready by the end of the week. Once you've done that, there's also a Google form in which I want you to reflect on your performance from last week's test, or this week's test when we finished it. Why that's important to me is because I want you to set a new goal and really be honest about how your performance was versus the amount of work that you put in. So be brutally honest with yourself in terms of how much you actually got out of last unit. It's important to me that you definitely leave room for growth and set some new goals for yourself for the new unit. Wipe the slate clean and let's get stoked on this new unit of math. So UI Station, 2 things for you to accomplish. Make sure number 1, you start filling out that weekly agenda, complete it so that all you have to do is get it signed. And number 2, there's that reflection Google form that I've also posted. Just make sure you get that done and answer it honestly and to the best of your abilities. So those are the 2 things that you're doing at UI Station. All right, so this brings me to the end of the video. I just wanted to end it on some of the expectations that you guys already know and have already become accustomed to, but I just want to make sure that today the expectations are the same as when I'm there. Just make sure that you're collaborating, that you're thinking critically about the tasks that are ahead of you, that you talk productively within your group, and that you're keeping the noise levels to a reasonable level. I don't want to hear from Mr. Satilli or Ms. King behind us that you guys were wicked loud today because I was gone. I want you guys to show the sub how awesome you guys are and how great that you guys can be at accomplishing your goals for the day. So do work. Make sure you ask questions if you need it. There are resources available to you if you need them too. Over the weekend, I purchased some earphones. So if you need earphones for the skills review station while you're watching the Edpuzzles, or if you need some earphones to just get in the zone, you should definitely ask the sub to borrow some. Just make sure that you return them by the end of the period. At any rate, I'll see you guys upon my return. So I'll be on campus on Wednesday for sure. So if you have any questions about anything, even though I'm not going to see you, you can come in and ask questions. But if not, I will see you guys on Thursday. Make sure you are good and respectful, and you do me proud. So do good, do work, and I will see you guys later. Peace out, mathematicians.